Hi guys, my name is Adrian and we're going to do a simple drawing lesson today. We're going to talk about circles. Circles, C-I-R-C-L-E-S, circles. Every time you draw there is a straight line or a curved line. There's different shapes in everything you will draw. Circles are very simple and you don't really need to know how to draw a circle. You can trace. I have my Starbucks cup, I have coins, I have a whole box of round things that I can trace. And we will go from there. So there's different sizes. You can have an itty bitty nickel. You just trace it. You can do, this is my one of my favorite CDs, but it's all scratched up now, so I can use it. That's a bigger circle. And what can we can do a little happy face. We can do a big happy face. You can also turn those into different things. You can draw, this is my cotton bud thingamajigger. Forgot what they're called for right now because my brain hasn't done a video like this in a long time. But let's say I wanted to draw a baseball. I trace my circle. And then, boom, I could say that's a baseball, or I can add detail. Now, you're always going to want an eraser with you. So erasers are very important. Pencil erasers are kind of cool. They work well. But you also want to make sure your pencils or erasers are clean. So I already did this. Clean your erasers before you draw. Then look, little half circle here, little half circle here. Underneath my paper, I have something to make sure I don't get any ink or pen or pencil stuff on my table. Got a red Sharpie, this is my thin one, and I just add little dashes. Dash, 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 all the way through. Now you can change colors. Obviously softballs look the same, they're a little bigger. You can make them yellow with the white stitching. Bam, I have a baseball. It's not perfect, but you know it's a baseball. I know it's a baseball. What if I wanted to do a basketball? I'll get a, this is not to scale, none of this is. I will draw my circle. And bam, oh, it's a basketball. But what else does it need? It needs those lines. So there's a line here, there's a line there. And we have a basketball. Not going to spend all the time coloring it in. I will let you do that on your own. What else can we draw with circles? All sorts of things. You could do planets. Now there's 9 planets, right? And a sun in our solar system. So what can I use for the sun? Big old cork board. There's that. And I'm pretty sure some of you, but not all of you, know the order of our planets. Now, there's a debate whether there's 8 planets or 9 planets in our solar system. I like to think there's 9 because that's what I was raised with. They call Pluto a dwarf planet. Still got the word planet in it. That's cool. So, we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and I'm going to include Pluto because it is part of our solar system. Yes, there are other things in our solar system like a meteor belt and comets and all sorts of cool things. I don't know all of those off the top of my head. The way I was taught to remember is my very energetic mother just served us 9 pizzas. Right? Sometimes Neptune and Pluto kind of trade sides, but that's the overall. So we got our sun. Let's see, then it goes Mercury, which is small, so I will use a quarter. Then you have Mercury, which is, I think, a little bit, it's about the same size as Earth, so we'll do this. I'll save the top for Earth. There's Mercury. There's Earth. None of this is to scale, obviously. Planets are all different lengths apart and widths away from each other. So we have Sun, Mercury. I messed that up. Sun, Mercury, Venus. That's where I was calling. This is Venus, not Mercury. Earth. Then we have the other M, Mars, which is smaller than Earth. So we can use, well, we can use the other side of the cork. Corks are like if you had a cone and you cut a slice in the middle of it. That's what the cone. Then after Mars, you have the great big Jupiter. Which, I can use a jar lid for Jupiter. Then you have Saturn, and Saturn's kind of cool. It's also a very large planet in our solar system. Definitely not as large as Jupiter, which is our largest. What I'll do with Saturn is I'll use about the same size. Should have given myself more room. Oh well. Space is a big place. If you notice, I taped this down. As you get older and start drawing more, you will move the paper around. But I think as we steady our hands, if we have our paper steady, we have one less thing to worry about. But we have up to, here's Saturn. And look what I can do here. I start here at one line. And you can see like it looks like it's behind it. And then I can get like my tape. And I can draw a circle here. And a circle here. And I can make that circle come around here to here. And then we got our rings. And then that's where our eraser comes in. Get rid of that little segment. And bam. There's more. Obviously, I've run out of room. This is where you can start adding detail in. And grab my pencil. We're Earth. We are the third planet. Here's like up north in Canada, and then Baja California, and Mexico, and all the way down to South America. Of course, there's the Hawaiian Islands and all these other countries on the other side of the world. Go back up to the Gulf. Oh, obviously, South America needs some work. It's a little rounder than that. Normally, I don't erase without correcting first, but I skipped that for some reason right now. So let's say I'm drawing a happy face. And I'm like, oh, cool, I want this side to be smaller. I won't erase that normally first. I'll make my correction and then erase. And I might erase some of what I drew, but I know it's there, and then I can go back and fix it. Here's like Europe, Africa. There, look. And then I have my cardboard underneath so I don't ruin my paper. And then I can just, trace and fill it in. Excuse the gardeners outside. And you can color your planets and everything the way you want. Now let's go a little bit more detailed. Here's a circle. You can do it a couple of times if you need to make it darker. And what can I make out of the circle? Well, I can make a dog. And you're like, Adrian, where are my circles now? Well, that's it. That's the base of it. So a dog has like an ear. Dog has another ear. Dog has an eye. Let's give him a little bit of an arc right there to make it smiley eyes. If you notice when people smile for real, their eyes tend to smile with them. If you fake a smile, try to smile with your eyes. Dog has a nose. Dog has dog jowls. We call those cheeks on humans. Look, and we're back to our circles. Dog has a collar, so we can do a line here, follow that curve of the circle as best you can. Add a circle here, and then a little triangle. Or not a triangle, a square, diamond. you have a dog. But there's lines there that I don't need, so I'll gently erase them. I may have made this circle a little bit too dark, but if I'm going to color, oh my goodness, we have landscapers outside right now, which I thought they were gone. So instead of talking, I'll just color. Dog noses have a little line right here. And if you want to make it pretty, you can just do these little curved triangles. And now your dog has eyelashes. Oh, can't forget your dog tongue. Which goes like that. And then you can color it in. Let's see. You can use some pink. Or a variation of for the dog tongue. Let's go with blue for the dog eyes. Let's go brown for the ears. So what I'll do is I'll trace the ear. Our friendly gardeners have left. Thank you very much for keeping my apartment complex clean. I think they're leaf blowing where we're normally sweeping. Our apartments have asked us to stay indoors right now, and you can assume why. And if you notice, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to make it look like a dog. And you may not have all these different colors. Just if you want to leave it just plain, that's cool. You can also add these extra little lines to make it look like an even bigger smile. There you go. And then let's make it a little bit fluffy over a dog. So fluffy, I can just, almost like a crooked crown. I can erase what I don't need. And then go back and add, because you'll still be able to see it. Let's make the scruff on that dog a little brown too. Trace it. Oh look, I have a dog. Let's make her collar a vibrant pink. I have a dog just like this. She's not brown, she's black and white, but figured just for color's sake, we'll make her brown. Her name is Dottie. She's a good dog. And tell you what, let's make the nose like a little gray. So I think if I make it black and then I do my trace over, you won't be able to see all the details. So all that from a circle, and we got a dog. Then I get a thinner pen, and I can just trace over everything. And you want to take your time. I go a little bit faster now. Been drawing for a while. Used to get in trouble for doodling on my papers in class. Apparently doodling's encouraged in some schools now, which is kind of cool. I wish I had that growing up instead of Miss Floss yelling at me in the 4th grade when we were learning about the planets, which I still remember. So then let's go back to the eyes. I can use this to gently cut circle in. You want to be gentle with your markers, as gentle as you can. We know like 2 and 3-year-olds might not be, but you older kids can do it. So if you look at this drawing that I'm doing right now of this beautiful little dog, you can see there's different shapes. There's curved triangles. This nose alone almost looks like a heart. There's like half circles and even like a raindrop for the tongue. So you can start off with your circle. Oh, see, look, I made a mistake and I can just fill it in. My drawing's not ruined. I don't need to start all over. I can even fill it in on this side just to make it even. Fill in her dog spots. Everyone's going to draw different. And everyone's going to, just like people around the world have different languages and different accents and different ways of speaking and how they will eat their food. If you watch, a good experiment is when you go to a restaurant and you watch people eat spaghetti. Nobody eats spaghetti the same. And everyone says their way of eating spaghetti is the right way. Well, no one's going to draw the same, and no one should tell you that your way of drawing is the wrong way to do it. Now, the idea behind this is just to inspire you to draw, just to get that brain going. So look, we drew a puppy, and then you can expand off of that. Like I can draw, let's do a smaller circle. I can do a circle. Oh, maybe I should do it with pencil in case I make a mistake, and then I can go back and fix. So I'm drawing my circle. And oops, I moved my circle. Well, guess what? It's not ruined. Let's fill in that line a little darker. It is now. What does that look like to you? It's now a pie. And then I can add a crust, and anyone who's eaten pie knows that crust is not perfect, so it can be different thickness and wiggly, and some parts it can just disappear. And there's some pie lines. And then I can have, you know, the filling of the pie dripping out and coming off of my slice. Some little crust lines. So when, you know, a special holiday comes along where you're eating pie or something, let's see, let's make that a nice cherry pie. Good old red will do that pie good. I was thinking apple when I was originally thinking of doing this and making my accidental mistake, but cherry seems to just pop. So I'll trace. And then can fill in these circles and just trace. I'm not being very gentle with my markers here. These are all new. It's a little bit more here. And if you notice, I didn't go with my pencil there, but I kind of had an idea of what I wanted there. And I go here. I'll color in half of it because I don't want to keep you guys from drawing too much. And if you notice, I don't really have too much of a technique. I kind of do these smaller circles because I can fill in more. But then sometimes I need to do like a long line. So then I'll trace again. And I'll come back and I'll go back to my small circles. Oh, I forgot to trace around that. Tracing is very important. If you trace around your drawings, then you kind of set up a... So we'll just do that part just so you can see what I'm doing. And then I go back to my outliner. In this case, it's my Sharpie pen. By the way, kids, make sure your parents know you're doing this. Don't want you to ruin like a table. Have cleaning supplies. Behind me are my cleaning rags and cleaning supplies in case I make a mistake. Oh, guess what? This pie is hot, so let's add some steam lines. Ta-da! And as you can tell, I could color that in. I did these in the past, and some of them are from like last year or the year before. But this is an idea of what you can do with some circles. This is one I never finished, but the general idea is there. I have some circles, I have some triangles, I have some squares, and they're all different sizes. I have a smaller square on top of a bigger square, and a small circle over a small, larger circle. And if you go from those, you just pile them up. And I think with this one, I'm not even going to erase any lines. I didn't erase any lines with that one. You can make a ladybug. You can do a half circle. This was a circle and popsicle sticks, believe it or not. One popsicle stick that I just kept tracing over. And I actually measured and spent a lot of time on it. And then there's my bee. He's my favorite. I like to play music over him and have him go do 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 do. But if you can tell, I just circled the lid to actually this. No, not that. What was it? I think it was something like this. Yeah, it was. I was from my lunch. It was from my Tupperware lid, and I circled it and I added detail, and I can show you how to do those little detail dots with the dog. So you just go dot 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 dot. Now her ear needs some dots. Dot 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 dot. And you fill them in as much as you want. Always take your pen away. Look at what you're doing, and then go back. Where do I need them? Dot 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 dot. She needs some here. Dot 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 dot. So circles and dots and triangles and squares and rectangles and all sorts of different shapes will help you come up with the drawings that you need. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this. I hope you are inspired to draw, and by all means, be a busy bee today and do a drawing. Learn your shapes, learn your planets. Remember, these things are not, they will grow. They are the building steps to what you need to become a doctor or a lawyer or environmental scientist, whatever you want to be when you grow up. Those small lessons you get from your kindergarten teacher are the beginning, and then it goes from there. Thank you.